Want to encourage your cockatiel to talk and sing? Well, find out how in this video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Parrot Teacher. I'm Dave and today we are talking about encouraging your cockatiel to talk and sing. It is one of the most enriching and fun experiences to hear your cockatiel talk and sing. So I thought I'd do an updated video on the topic to give you some tips on how to encourage it and maybe some troubleshooting tips too. Now before I begin, it's really important to remember that not all cockatiels will sing or talk. Some will also do it a lot more frequently when they're younger. When they get older, they'll do it less frequently. If you have a female cockatiel, I'm afraid they're much less likely to talk or sing, although it is not completely unheard of. The reason for this is males tend to sing and talk as a display behaviour and mimicry behaviour to impress the females, whereas the females don't really have any need to do it. They're just happy chirping and making other cute noises. But with a bit of training you can try. Just don't be disappointed if it doesn't pay off. It is important to do the right training and encourage your parrot or cockatiel to sing in the right way. The first step you want to take when trying to teach your cockatiel to talk or sing is pick something. Pick a small jingle or pick a phrase and then stick to it. You can pick one phrase or one tune, but do not pick loads of different stuff because it can be quite confusing, especially when you're doing initial training. Pick one phrase or one tune or one of each and stick with it through your training process. Your next step is repetition. You want to be repeating that sound or song or tune to that cockatiel repeatedly. You want to be doing it over and over again. I just repeated myself there. There's a good example. Just do it over and over again. Keep teaching them. Have dedicated training sessions. So maybe pick 5-10 minutes when they seem receptive and in the mood to just whistle that tune to them. For example, we're teaching our cockatiels, new cockatiels, rescue cockatiels, if you're happy and you know it. So we're doing that over and over again and they are picking it up slowly. It does take time sometimes, but the more you repeat it, the more likely you are to have success. With Tootin, we're talking, loads of success. He's learned so many phrases so quickly, it's absolutely amazing. The latest thing I'm going to work on after I finish Happy You Know It is the Final Fantasy sort of battle tune. But like I said in the previous point, I'm focusing on one thing at a time. The next thing you want to do is slow down the tune a little bit. So if you are teaching If You're Happy You Know It and you're whistling it to them, slow it down a little bit so it's easier for them to pick up. You want to slow it down and do it in small sections because it's quite a long tune. So you do a small section and you slow it down so they can pick it up. As they get more experienced and as they learn more, you can then speed it up a little bit and then include the whole song. Just like with us humans, they learn when things are broken up into small bits and it makes it much easier for them, their brains to digest and for them to replicate. If you are teaching them to sing or talk, make sure you treat it as training. So that means you want to encourage them, you want to praise them when they do it right, and you also want to reinforce them, give them treats for it. If Tootin says something I really wanted them to learn, I will give him a training treat. I will make it a formal training session and use high value reinforcement. That makes it much more likely that they're going to keep repeating that phrase. For a cockatiel, often it's millet, sunflower seed or hemp seed. So when they say what you want to or make a good effort for it, reward them for it and keep doing it. You're much more likely to have success that way. Now as for troubleshooting, because I know you may run into some problems with this, if you are struggling, maybe go back to a last successful step. Maybe just pick one bit of the tune and do that only. If you feel like they're not learning quick enough, take it a bit slower because they have to learn at their pace, not the pace we set. They will learn in their own time. If you are getting frustrated, maybe take a break for a couple of days and you may be surprised that they suddenly come out of the tune when they're singing or playing. Do not be too disheartened if it doesn't happen immediately because it can take quite a while. Make sure as well that you are whistling or doing things in tune. If you're constantly whistling in an out of tune way, if you're not very good at whistling, they're going to pick that up and some cockatiels will correct it but most will not. So you'll get this really weird almost custom version of it. So don't worry if that happens, just try and maybe find a video of it where it is in tune or basically repeat it in tune to try and correct the mistake. If you notice they're kind of mishmashing and mixing up different bits of music or songs or conversation, that's okay. That's part of the learning process. It's normal and they will do it. They will also repeat the same section over and over again. Completely normal again, that's just how they'll do it. And you have to be kind of careful here which sound you let them hear, like fire alarms and the like, because they will pick the loudest, the most obnoxious one to learn. So that's why doing it in dedicated training sessions is most helpful. But if you follow the tips in this video and you do stick to it, there's a very high likelihood your cockatiel, especially if they're male, will learn to talk or sing. No guarantees because they're all individuals, but hopefully the tips will help you. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear from you down below. But in the meantime, take care and see you later.